So this is my Arts and Society, Theater and Performance final presentation. Hope you enjoy it. In my lifetime, I've been to many places, seen different cultures, and experienced new ways of life. Although I'm here in Georgia now, I cannot lie and call this my home. It is not, and my heart was left back in my real home, which lies over 3,000 miles away. A small mountain town called Sisters, Oregon, which would not appear as more than a small dot on a map, is the place that I credit with creating me as the person I am, and the place that holds my dearest memories. One of the greatest memories I have is the day I climbed the North Sister, one peak in a trio of mountains known as the Three Sisters, with my high school IEE group. IEE stands for Interdisciplinary Environmental Expedition, and it is a class that integrates physical education, science, and English with the outdoors and the ecosystem around us. Three instructors, one for each subject, ran the class with the assistance of 10 to 12 hand-picked seniors who oversaw the junior applicants in the course. My high school was blessed to have this program because it is a rare commodity among most high schools in the United States. Along with the schoolwork, students in the class had two chances, one in the fall and one in the spring, to go on an expedition. Both expeditions were different and offered unique experiences. The spring expedition was a raft trip down the Deschutes River, which was a memorable experience. However, this story will be focusing on the events of the fall expedition, a mountain trip which resulted in the summiting of a mountain within 2 days. This is my account of that trip. It was 7 a.m. The sun had just risen over the trees of the vast forest surrounding my small school. As I pulled up in the parking spot right outside the empty, dew-covered soccer field, I thought about how eerie it was that I was at school so early on a Saturday. My surly attitude quickly disappeared as I saw my friends and other classmates standing over by the IEE warehouse, waiting for the bus to take us up to the mountain. Skip ahead an hour or two, and we had arrived at our destination in the form of a trailhead that would begin our 12-mile hike to our designated camping spot. My group, the last of 4 groups to depart on the trail, waited eagerly with our packs on our backs to begin our journey. As we took our leave, our feet set to work and took on the persona of a trail horse, always moving forward, never stopping. It took us 6 hours to walk up the 12-mile pathway that seemed to have an incline the entire way there. Our campsite, called Obsidian, was surrounded by trees, and when the sun set, the golden ray shot between the trees, illuminating everything in sight with a deep yellow light. It gave golden hour a whole new meaning, and when the sun set, the moon and stars illuminated the night with their celestial glow. Only when the cold overtook the heat and forced us into our tents did we finally give way to sleep to prepare for the next day. As we were woken up by our senior intern to begin the next day, we could not tell the day from night. The forest was quite dark at 4 o'clock in the morning. By 5 o'clock we were ready to begin our ascent to the mountain. We were led through the forest towards the base of the mountain, which was an experience in itself. The cold biting at our faces, the smell of fresh pine and brisk mountain air filling the atmosphere, and the sound of the local wildlife disturbing the peaceful setting surrounding us are all vivid in my mind, as if I am there right now. We walked in silence for the entirety of the trip, none of us wanting to be responsible for ruining this serenity. By the time we reached our goal, the sun had begun to rise over the peak of the mountain, which made it appear much more magnificent. The sun shone as though it were wearing a crown of golden light, and if it weren't for the blinding light, I could have stared at that vision for hours. We met our guide who would lead us around the crevasses that were hidden beneath the glacier's sheets of ice, about 200 yards up the mountain. At this point, the serenity had left, and we were exposed to the violent side of nature. Despite the clear blue skies and beautiful sun, the mountain offered little more to us than chilling winds whipping past us at 75 miles per hour, and an icy surface below us which used the wind speed to sting our faces with small bits of ice and rock. For 4 or 5 hours we fought against the wind, which seemed determined to hurl us off the side of the mountain, until at last, after pushing ourselves to our limits, we got to a point where the mountain no longer rose above us. We had reached the summit. Imagine being able to see everything for miles, and for one time in your life, not seeing a single object in view that was taller than you. That is what we saw on top of the mountain. There are few greater feelings than being taller than a mountain. It makes you feel as though nothing can stop you. And I experienced this feeling of invincibility for just one moment. Although we stayed at the summit for a good 40 to 50 minutes, it felt like I was only there for seconds. As we began our descent, the sun also began its descent to give way to the night sky once again.
Oh, misty eye of the mountain below, keep careful watch of my brother's souls. And should the sky be filled with, fire and smoke, keep watching over during suns. If this is to end in fire, then we shall all burn together. Watch the flames climb high into the night, calling out, Father, oh, stand by and we will watch the flames burn over and on the mountainside. And die tonight, we should all die together. Raise a glass of wine for the last time, calling out, Father, oh, prepare as we will watch the flames burn over and on the mountainside. Desolation comes upon the sky. Now I see fire inside the mountain. I see fire burning the trees, and I see fire hollow in soul. I see fire, blood in the breeze, and I hope that you remember me. Oh, should my people fall, then surely I'll do the same. Confined in mountain holes, we got too close to the flame, calling out, Father, oh, hold fast and we will watch the flames burn over and on the mountainside. Desolation comes upon the sky. Now I see fire inside the mountain. I see fire burning the trees, and I see fire hollow in soul. I see fire, blood in the breeze, and I hope that you remember me. And if the night is burning hot, Oh, misty eye of the mountain below, keep careful watch of my brother's souls. And should the sky be filled with, fire and smoke,